Hello, hello, and welcome back to another solo episode on Business First Creatives. So, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I noticed something weird in my email marketing program, which I use Kit. And while it's a little difficult in Kit to see who is enrolling or subscribing for which freebie, I have all of that information fed into my client hub inside of Airtable to give me the bigger picture of who is coming into my email list, what freebies they are signing up for, and then eventually, do they end up becoming a paid customer? Okay, so I've been watching this because I love to make data driven decisions about my business. But when I noticed recently that when someone signed up for my email list for, let's say, the workflows freebie, within 10 minutes, they were typically signing up for at least one or two additional freebies. Now, the truth is, I have an inkling of how this was happening. About a month and a half ago, I created a new everything page where everything that I offer, from free resources to paid templates to my signature course, the CRM Blueprint, and also the two ways that you can currently work one on one with me, which is a client experience audit or a 60-minute strategy call. Once I put all of those on one page, I realized it became easier for people to find all of my freebies in one place. And so they were treating it like a smorgasbord. I mean, they were downloading so many freebies. And my freebies cover a very wide range of topics. And I also have them in different formats. Some of my freebies are in a 20-minute video training format, while others might be a private podcast. I have a couple of quizzes. I have some checklists. I have some PDF download guides. I mean, I have a very wide variety of freebies. But what I realized when I saw that all these people were downloading multiple freebies is I felt a little confused by their customer journey. Because should I be trying to optimize the fact that people are downloading more than one freebie at a time? And is there a way that I could kind of put these in front of them to make a more meaningful path from them? Okay, so that's my first observation. The second thing that happened is I was listening to an episode of System Save Me from Jordan Gill. In case you are unaware or you did not know, Jordan Gill used to run a program for how to create VIP days in your business, which I was a student of. And then I also hired Jordan for Strategy Saved Me, which was her quarterly one-to-one coaching program. So, I mean, I listened to everything and anything that Jordan puts out. But more recently, she has stopped recording podcasts for her podcast. She is allowing other business owners to record 2 episodes that kind of lead you into whatever their offers are. I mean, it's like a visibility activity. And one of those people was Jen Green. Now, Jen is an email marketer. She is someone that I have met twice now at Jordan's in-person event. Love Jen, love everything that she says. But I don't know why listening to her on this particular podcast episode just made me think about all the freebies that I've ever created in a completely different way. So, on this episode of System Saved Me, Jen was talking about her idea of where everyone needs differentiated freebies. And you can classify them as a mini, a medium, or a large freebie. And immediately my brain starts going to Starbucks, like tall, grande, venti. I mean, I honestly wanted to change her framework and redo it that way, but I mean, that would be rude, right? But I was curious. And with this curiosity came, okay, I should really go through all of these freebies that are available out in the world that I've put out there. And I should figure out if I, in fact, have a wide variety, like how many of my freebies would be minis? How many would be mediums? How many would be large? And then it got me thinking about even bigger picture questions, like, does one freebie lead into a second freebie more easily than they would if they were reversed? Does one particular path lead to sales more often than another? So, I mean, I took her framework and I was like, oh my gosh, how many different directions can I go in? And then this week, I got the idea of asking ChatGPT to help me do it. So that is what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about what I did when I made this observation and then listened to this guest episode on someone else's podcast and how it has made me completely rethink and repurpose some of the freebies that I already have. So the first thing that I did was I went and got a transcript of that guest host episode from Jen Green on System Save Me podcast, and I fed it into ChatGPT. And I said, listen, this is an episode that I am absolutely obsessed with. I love her framework, and you already know a lot about my freebies and my offers. So just so that you know, I have been taking recordings and transcripts of previously recorded video trainings, and I have been feeding it into ChatGPT to ask for help in repurposing that content into new solo podcast episodes, new blog posts, new evergreen emails. I have been repurposing that content because I create a lot of free training videos. I do it inside of summits. I do it inside of private Facebook groups. Anybody that wants me to come and talk about systems, I mostly say yeah. And every single one of those presentations is absolutely packed with value and always has actionable steps for people to do afterward. And I don't want to spoil the rest of this episode, but I was not taking those free video trainings and saying, hey, let's create a new freebie in a different format. Let's take this content, these ideas, and turn it into a downloadable PDF. But that is where I ended up going. So fed it that episode so that it could get the framework and analyze it for me. And then I put in every single freebie that initially came to mind that are currently actively available on my website. And then I said, ChatGPT, please use this framework to analyze my freebies and tell me what I already have. And it spit out a table. And I will say I was absolutely fascinated because ChatGPT didn't think that I had any large freebies. Now, I should tell you what Jen's framework is so that you know. A mini freebie is something that has a very low commitment. It's a checklist, it's a quiz, it's something that a cold lead can consume quickly, and it might give them a very quick, small win. A medium freebie is something that's a little bit more in depth. Think short trainings, multi-page guides, and things that require a little bit more engagement. And then large freebies are a high value experience, a challenge, a masterclass, a video series. They're perfect for warmer leads that are on the edge of buying and they just need a little pushover. Now, I honestly thought I had mostly large freebies and no minis. And so when ChatGPT spit this table out, my first inclination was, okay, no, you're wrong. I don't agree with how you've analyzed my stuff. And it turns out that I was adamant about that for good reason. So then I said, hey, ChatGPT, can you suggest a few large freebies that would align with the freebies that I already have, but also push people to particular offers that you already know that I am currently selling? And this is where it got really interesting. One of the ones that it suggested to me was that I create a video training that walked people through the process of automating their workflows from inquiry to delivery. And I was like, wait, hold on, ChatGPT. I have 2 trainings that actually do that, and you have the transcript of one of them. I said, please reanalyze this transcript and tell me why you decided it was not a large freebie. Well, ChatGPT went through it and it said, okay, I initially categorized it as a medium training because of the length of time. But you are right. It hits all of the other markers of being a large freebie. And so I thought to myself, well, that's interesting because it was thinking that anything that was at about the 20-minute mark for a video training wasn't in depth enough to be considered large. And large trainings were something from like 45 minutes to 90 minutes. Now, I feel like that's very outdated. I feel like I would never put a free training out there that was 90 minutes. I don't want to hear myself talk about anything that I'm offering for 90 minutes. And I'm sure that you don't want to hear it either. I mean, these podcast episodes, I'm pushing it to 45 minutes, maybe 60 minutes when I have a guest. But when it's just me talking at you, y'all, my limit is like 15. And for the video trainings, they're a little longer because I have slides to go with them. But I think that 20 minutes for me and my teaching style is perfectly adequate to bring somebody from curious to perhaps ready to buy. So then I asked it to kind of reframe how it was categorizing mini, medium, and large based on my beliefs of what it takes, particularly in a video training, to get somebody over the edge. So it agreed, and my workflow magic training was now labeled as large. Then it also suggested to me that I might want to try a free 3-day challenge. And it gave me some things. And I said, wait, hold on, ChatGPT. Like, I already have that. And I told you that I had it. And I said, but you know what? You didn't have the transcripts from the videos. All you had was like the landing page. So then I fed it all the information and it read it and it goes, oh no, that's exactly what I was suggesting. Okay, so you do have a large training. So as we went piece by piece, I realized I really did have the variety that I was seeking inside of my free. But then it made me think. So if I have a mini freebie where it's a checklist, or in my case, let's talk about emails because emails are the ones that I've actually done most recently. I have an email guide that you can get. Well, it's not available anymore because as part of this process, I have now taken that away. But let me tell you what it was. It was 10 emails that I think every photographer should create a template for in their business to save time. I didn't give you the templates because I sell templates, but I did give you what each of the emails was, whether or not I thought it should be automated or sent manually and customized. And then I also gave you like what should be included. I mean, I didn't write the email for you, but I told you the bullet point of what you should include in there. I did that for all 10 emails plus one bonus email. And what I realized is that I already had this 40-minute video training that I had done in someone's private Facebook group that covered how to craft creative client experience emails and what should go in each one. Like what is essential to go in every single one of these emails. Okay. So I had this 40-minute training, but I was like, the 10 email templates to write is directly related to this 40-minute training, but they are not perfectly aligned. And I thought to myself, well, why don't I just have somebody opt in for an email freebie and then I give them the choice? So what I ended up creating is this new guide, an implementation guide, which is going to walk you through my framework for the 3 essential pieces that you need to include in every single client experience email template that you write. And then I walked you through the process of writing the 3 most important. Now, it can stand alone. You do not have to watch the video in order to get value from the PDF. But now the PDF is directly related to the video so that if I put you on a delivery page and I have the video there and you don't have time for a 40-minute training, you can download the PDF, run through it. And then if you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, this sounds great. I want to hear about the whole framework and the rest of it. That's when you can go watch the 40-minute video. So it really has made me rethink what my freebies are, what I really want you to walk away from the freebies with, because I want every single thing that you get from me, whether it is free or paid, to be valuable. I never want to waste your time. At the end of consuming whatever it is, I want you to be able to create or finish something. I'm a big believer in micro wins. I want everybody to have micro wins from every single piece of content that I create. That is my new goal for 2025 and beyond. And so I didn't really imagine that this was where I was going to go after looking inside of Airtable in my client hub to see what freebies people were downloading and then to listen to this one podcast episode. So if this sounds interesting to you and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a bunch of freebies, I want to do this for myself. Here's how you start. Write down every single freebie in your business. And then I want you to identify what kind of freebie it is. Like, what's the medium? Is it a video training? Is it a checklist? Is it a quiz? If you really like what I've said about Jen's framework, I am going to list that episode in the show notes. Please go listen to it. It was amazing and awesome. I mean, I think I listened to it 3 times. At the end of creating this list of your freebies, I want you to figure out how they are all related to each other and how they are directly related to the offers that you sell inside your business. And then if you need to make changes, Chat GPT to the rescue. Okay, I really hope that you have found this interesting and that it has provoked your curiosity about the freebies and perhaps the free trainings that you've done at some point that you've never quite made publicly available as freebies. I hope that this has given you some insight in how I use this to basically run through, organize, and start to repurpose some of these trainings that I have. And I hope that you are able to do the same in your business. All right, that's it for this episode. See you next time.